Hello everyone, today I'm in Chengdu, which is the capital of Sichuan province, and as you can see from this background, I'm in a kind of busy part of the city right now, and I'm going to go from the city to the countryside, and we're going to explore a little bit of what is on the outskirts of the city and what kind of cool stuff there is in rural Sichuan. So let's go. It's around 8:30 a.m. and the streets are packed with people on their way to work, so I'm just gonna pretend that I'm going to work too. Yes, I blend right in. The streets are super crowded, there's people everywhere, but we're just gonna keep on heading east and eventually we will reach the countryside. But first, time for a nutritious breakfast. I used to never eat anything from these little food carts because I was so afraid of food poisoning, but I've been here almost 3 years, so it's time to be brave today. This is one of my favorite breakfast items. It's called a rojia, shredded pork and green peppers on a crispy bun. Okay, now I'm starting this journey for real. So we're gonna slowly go from the Chengdu full of tall skyscrapers to a kind of quieter side of the city. But first, let's stop and watch these birds. Yes, the city ecology is flourishing. As soon as I crossed the bridge, the skyscrapers just kind of disappeared, and now we're in this sort of suburban part of Chengdu. Slowly rolling through the suburbs on the way to the outskirts of the city. Yes, the first patch of canola flowers has arrived. This means that we are very close to the countryside. And I see something even better ahead. A street market. No matter how many times I go to these markets, they never get old.
尝一根，尝一尝，就嚼一点点，你吃一下。
能吞下去吗？还是就是
可以吃下去的，像我这样，看我这样。
演示一下吧。我的妈呀！
就这样吃。它是5个味道，苦、麻、辣，吃了之后它嘴里是凉凉的，它要回甘甜。
He's right, this thing really does have a very strange aftertaste. It's like constantly going between spicy, numb, sweet. It just like revolves around and around all these weird flavors. Check out this giant beefy bok choy. Here's some handmade tofu and something that looked to me like giant blocks of cheese, but apparently it's made out of corn. These are like the size of an aquarium pleco, but they're for sale to eat. I have no idea how you eat that, like just fry the whole body and like crunch on it. There's like no meat on that fish. Of course, no street market is complete without this, the table of miscellaneous items. And another interestingly shaped kind of moss-like Chinese medicine that I've never seen before. Not gonna taste this one though. Had enough of that for today. Here's another classic, a shirt with terrible English. Actually, this isn't even English. Someone just like face smashed the keyboard and called it a day. My mouth is like still kind of, it has this cool, almost like stinging sensation. I wonder how long it's gonna last for. I just ate like the tiniest little piece of that root and the flavor just goes on and on and on. This underpass marks the end of the new development area. So I'm gonna show you guys a different side of Chengdu. Places like this are kind of like the buffer zone between the city and the countryside. I thought these were some kind of like Chinese New Year wreath, and then I put this video on Chinese social media and everyone was like, that's a funeral flower arrangement. So learn something new every day. Look how cute their bus is. It's designed, I guess, after something from like the 40s or 50s. Just precious. People are drying vegetables on every available surface, even their own car. Well, I think that's their car. If it's someone else's, that's gonna be a funny story. Here's a shop selling traditional alcohol in big vats. We're getting closer and closer and closer to the countryside. Right here, this is the final frontier. At last, we have arrived. I love these quiet, peaceful little countryside roads. Hope you like the color yellow because there's gonna be a ton of canola flowers for the rest of this ride. Check this out, the ultimate free-range chicken, 0 fences. I even made a friend on the way, this mysterious kind of Buddhist-looking rock sculpture. One of the coolest parts about traveling through the countryside is that once in a while you can stumble into houses like these, which are kind of the old-fashioned architectural style. It feels like stepping in a time machine looking at houses like that. Fortunately, my folding bicycle also comes with a jetpack, so let's check out the scenery from the sky. Don't underestimate this boring, unassuming highway. It's very difficult to find food during these long countryside bike tours, and I just happened to stumble into this road, and there's actually a restaurant here. A rare and treasured find. Didn't really know what to order, so I asked the guy at the counter to just bring me whatever is the most popular. And that turned out to be this thing. It's kind of like a wonton, but has sort of a long, folded up shape. It was actually really good for a tiny restaurant on the side of some random dusty highway, so 5 stars. Okay, back on the road. Time to continue exploring. I present you with the world's tiniest park. Look at it, so cute. Check out this house. It looks a lot like the US state capitol buildings, except minus the big dome on the top. Just crossing the road with this gentleman and his basket backpack. So now we've stumbled into a little town-like thing, and check this out. This car has 3 wheels. Look at all the red lanterns hanging everywhere. Chinese New Year just ended, so all the decorations are still up. The mahjong parlor is the place to be around here. That's where everybody is at. More mysterious plants drying in the sun. Ducks are like the cats of the bird world. When they see a stranger, they run away. And geese are like the guard dogs of the bird world. As soon as they saw me, they went crazy. Let's take another moment to appreciate all these canola flowers. Oh, they're so beautiful. It's too bad they're only out for a short time every year. Do these decorations not look like Halloween pumpkins? I swear, that's exactly what it looks like to me. Flashback to suburban trick-or-treating. It's been fun, but I have to get back and work on my graduation thesis. But before we go, one last interesting thing. Check out this giant empty highway. Nobody's here. It's so weird biking on this highway because usually highways of this size are like packed with cars. There's not a single car on this highway. It's really weird, but I mean, it's not the first time. Not the first time I've seen that in China. The reason why this road is empty is because this area hasn't been populated yet. So all these buildings have been constructed, but it's kind of like an embryo city. Everything is ready to go, but they just haven't put people here yet. It looks like a nice place, but honestly, I prefer the older developments because they have a little bit more flavor to them, so to speak. And I found this one last scrap, this one bastion of older development within this massive embryo city. I mean, I'm not even kidding, guys. I biked for like 30 minutes and didn't bike out of this thing. And I'm sure it stretches on for miles and miles and miles up ahead too. So I'm just gonna call it quits right here, fold up my bike, and take a DD back home because I don't want to watch Embryo City scenery for the next hour. Anyway, hope you all had fun on this little adventure. See you next time.